Hello, I'm Jerry Fort. Welcome to Jungle Jerry's Treehouse. Have you ever heard of a werecat instead of a werewolf? This story is out of the monster book, Creatures, Beasts, and Fiends of Nature by Nick Redfern. Okay. Werecats. I've had cats most of my life, or at least half of my life. My wife and I. Page 42? No, 40. Let's see how a cat becomes a werecat. There's a picture here that says, this 1763 illustration depicts a were-tiger, a half-human beast originating from Asia. Here's a were-tiger. Maybe they're not talking about house cats. They're talking about actual cats of cats of prey, I guess. Wild cats. Let's see what it says here. Throughout history, folklore, and mythology, one can find accounts of shape-shifting creatures, with the most famous example surely being the werewolf. The deadly monster of the full moon is far from being alone. However, in Africa, there are legends of were-hyenas. Were-hyenas, period. Then it goes into were-rats have been reported in Oregon. Synanthropy is a condition in which a person believes he or she can shapeshift into the form of a dog. And then there are werecats. Tales of werecats exist in numerous locations: South America, Asia, Africa, and Europe. Sometimes the werecats are nothing less than transformed humans. Leopards, lions, tigers, and jaguars are typically the werecat forms into which a human shapeshifter mutates. Others are regular cats, altered by dark magic into something hostile and terrible. All of which brings us back to the werecats of Britain. The earliest case I have on file dates from 1953, specifically the month of August. The location, Abbots Bromley, a village in the English county of Staffordshire, the origin of which dates back to at least 942 CE. The witness was a now deceased man, Brian Kennerly. In 2002, Kennerly's family told me of how he often spoke of the occasion when, as he walked through Abbots Bromley on what was a warm summer night, he was confronted by a large black cat, one that he described as the typical Black Panther. Not surprisingly, Kennerly was frozen in his tracks. His amazement turned to outright fear when the beast suddenly rose up onto its back limbs, giving it a height of around 5.5 feet. The creature reportedly issued a low growl and flicked its dangling front paws in Kennerly's direction. Notably, Kennerly's daughter told me her father said that as the ABC rose up, ABC? Oh, Abbots Bromley cat, I guess. its back legs changed shape, probably to support it when it was standing upright. A few seconds later, the creature dropped back to the ground and bounded out of sight. A similar report, this one from the centuries-old village of Blakeney, in the English county of Norfolk, occurred in 1967. In this case, the witness, who was driving to Blakeney on a cold winter's night, caught a brief glimpse of a creature standing at the side of the road that was eerily similar to the one seen by Brian Kennerly 14 years previously. In this case, the woman said, it stood like a person, but stooped, but had a cat's head, even the pointed ears. The final two cases in my files are separated by 7 years, 1981 and 1988. But the location was the same, the German War Cemetery, located within the heavily wooded Cannock Chase, Staffordshire. The chase has long been a hotbed for weirdness, Bigfoot-type creatures, werewolves, huge serpents, ghosts, UFOs, and much more of a supernatural nature have been reported in the depths of the chase. As for the two reports of werecat-type creatures seen at the cemetery, one was a daytime event involving a beast that was black in color, taller than the average man, and seen leaning on one of the gravestones. That is, until it realized it was being watched, and it dropped to all fours and raced off into the trees. The second case concerned a van driver crossing the chase late at night, and who was forced to bring his vehicle to a halt very near the cemetery as a result of the presence in the road of a huge black cat. As a result of the presence in the road of a huge black cat. It was a cat that stared intently at the shocked driver until it sort of jumped onto its back legs. According to the man, Don Allen, the creature remained in view for no more than about 20 seconds, after which it headed towards the cemetery, making a curious hopping and bouncing movement as it did so. Are infernal werecats really roaming the British Isles? Granted, the number of reports is small, and yet the witnesses, and in the case of Brian Kennerly, his family displayed vaguely human characteristics. Perhaps the old myths and legends are not just folklore after all. Just maybe the monstrous werecat really does roam the old landscapes of the British Isles. There you go. Doesn't show any more pictures. Just that one old one. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. See you on the next one. This was a story out of the monster book, Creatures, Beasts, and Fiends of Nature by Nick Redfern. There's a panther right there. It acts like he's howling. See there? Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.